Hey, it's Allison with Nurturing Readers. I want to share with you some of our newest in nonfiction. So starting with our little ones, we have a new board book with the What If Monster. This is What If I Know My Shapes. We also have What If I Want to Be Kind. I love all the shapes that are highlighted in here and how there's so many bright colors, but one of my favorite parts is it's a pre-drawing book. So it says, what if we have one square, two triangles, and one oval? Together we can make a dog. How cool is that? Alright, we have a brand new one in our Peek Inside series. This is great for toddlers. This is Peek Inside a Beehive. It's got thicker flaps and thicker pages so that the toddlers won't ruin it. But it's going to have great information all about bees, beehives, and what bees do all day. Alright, we have a new series all about family heroes. So we have Keeping Things Going and then Keeping Us Healthy. Keeping Things Going is all about police officers and park rangers and those types of jobs. And then this one is all about nurses and doctors and pharmacists and people who work on an ambulance and eye doctors and physical therapists. I love this new book. So many jobs that your kids are going to learn about through this series. Alright, next we have Getting Started with Science. This is an Usborne STEM book for beginners, and it's a great starting point to learn about science. This is great for ages 5 and up. And what I love about this is not only how it's laid out, but also that throughout this book there are ideas for hands-on science experiments too. Okay, we have a new one in our That's a Job series. So this is all about I like sports. What jobs are there? This is great for your sports lovers. There's 25 different jobs that are highlighted in here, like professional athlete, sports journalist, sports team manager, a personal trainer. Tells you all about the ins and outs of the jobs, the good, the bad, and how you could even get that job one day. Alright, next we have Look Inside Wild Weather. This one my kids were so excited to read because that's something they like to do with their dad, is watch the storms. So this talks all about lightning, thunder, tornadoes, and hurricanes, all the crazy weather that we could experience, and tons of flaps to learn lots of information. Alright, we have another new one called Lift the Flap, Grammar and Punctuation. I'm so glad we have a Lift the Flap book about this, because did you know that flaps help you retain information because you're interacting with the text? So what better book and topic to have than grammar and punctuation? This goes all through nouns, pronouns, adverbs, sentences, and punctuation. It's so good. Lots of flaps in here too. Alright, next we have See Insight Germs. This is an Usborne STEM book. What I was super impressed about is it already talks about the coronavirus. So this is super up to date. Talks about germs, bacteria, and then one of my favorite pages is this one that talks all about how germs are spread, and then it talks about how we can have natural defenses and vaccines. So much good information in here, and what perfect timing to have this book on your shelf. Okay, next we have See Inside Oceans. This book is, our See Inside series has got a lot of flaps, but it's kind of for our older kids, and you can see that there's lots of information in here. There's over 80 flaps in this book, all about seas and oceans, so you're going to learn a lot as well reading this one. Okay, I wish I had this next book when I was in biology class. This is Lift the Flap Biology, but take a look. There's so many flaps, but not only that, it's super colorful. I would have been so engaged in this topic if I had this book because it's just so visually appealing, and there's tons of flaps, so I would have really learned the information too. Alright, next we have The Amazing Discoveries of 100 Brilliant Scientists. Yeah, that's right, I said 100. So tons of information in here. This is for ages 8 and up, and it's all about the brilliant breakthroughs by successful scientists like Albert Einstein and Marie Curie, and there's quick links too, so you can get a lot more information about all these scientists online as well. Okay, if your kiddo wants to build their own website, this is the perfect book for them. It's Build Your Own Website for Beginners. It's got step-by-step directions on how to do that, and you're going to go through this book and in the end have a really awesome website that you've built all on your own. Okay, last but not least, we have the Usborne Understanding series. I love this series. One of the newest in this series is economics, and we also have politics and government. But what I love is that it's laid out in a magazine-like fashion, and so some of the information is chunked up into smaller bite sizes, which is really good for our reluctant readers because visually they're going to be able to follow this better. But there's so much good information in here, and how perfect that we have a book about politics and government in an election year.